welcome everybody to another new day. So today we'll continue on our book reading Advanced Selling Strategy by Brian Tracy. We're still in chapter 3, which says personal strategic sales plan for professionals. So we have already yesterday on page 98 was talking about your career path. And what we've read, the few pages we've read was talking about situation analysis. So how do you do situation analysis when it comes to your career path? What is it simply telling us is to check the trends in your career path. What have you mostly been doing in your job position? Have you always been a customer service agent? Have you always been a secretary? Or have you always been a business development executive? So analyze the situation, know where and what you need to change, know what skills you need to upgrade, or know where you need to develop yourself. That is if you want to change a career path. And it also told us that you should look at yourself as a bundle of resources in your personal life, in your career life, at whatever you do. See yourself as a bundle of resources. It is a strategic way of thinking about yourself and your career. Know that you are full of potentials, and any change you want to make in life, or any change you want to make in your career, or any change you want to make in your business, you can actually achieve that change. So it says that one of the mark of leaders in every study is that they carefully deploy themselves to their very best advantage. They're always thinking of what might be the highest and best use of their time to fulfill their responsibilities and in getting the results that are expected of them. So as a human being, always look for the best, always strive for excellence, always look for how you will make good use or take advantage of any opportunity you seek, and also accomplish the things you want to accomplish in life. So forgive me a little, I have a little flow in case I'm not really loud enough when I read. So today we'll continue from page 99 of our book reading Personal Strategic Plan for Sales Professional. And today we'll start from personal situation. It has taught us what to do about our career path, that taught us how to think of ourselves as leaders, think of yourself as a bundle of resources, and also try to be better as what you do in your career path. Always strive to improve and strive for excellence. Like I said, we'll read today from personal situation. Okay. Your sales career and your work life are intertwined with your personal life and activities. They are inseparable in that you are usually thinking about both of them most of the time. The most successful salespeople tend to be fully integrated. There seems to be a natural flow between their personal lives and their sales work. The dividing line between the two is very faint, like trading off from one hand to another. Their sales and personal activities are extensions of each other. In personal situation analysis, you must therefore stand back and take a look at your family and your relationship. Are you married or single, separated, divorced, or widowed? Are you happy? Do you intend to stay in your current situation or relationship for the rest of your life? If so, what are your plans to ensure that the greatest amount of happiness and satisfaction from what you're doing? If you're not planning to stay in your current situation indefinitely, what are your plans to change it? What are you doing on a day-to-day basis that will lead to you being in a different situation a month or a year from now? You're responsible for whatever situation you find yourself in. You're in charge of your own life. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing and whoever you are doing it with, you have decided to be there. Your life today is a result of your personal choices. And this life is not a rehearsal for something else. This is the real thing. It is not possible to improve your sales life substantially if you have unresolved problems in your personal life. Do you have any children? What are their ages? How well are they doing in their education and personal life? If your children are young, what plans do you have for them in the future? Do you want them to go to college? Do you have an organized savings plan to make sure that they can get the best education possible when they finish high school? If you don't, when were you planning to start? One of the greatest motivations for doing anything is our children. We will sometimes make superhuman efforts to assure a better life for them. What physical, financial, and emotional needs do your children have that you could become more active in satisfying? What about your home? Everybody dreams of having the ideal home sometimes, somewhere. How are you doing? Do you own your own home or are you renting? Do you have an apartment or a condominium? Are you happy with your current living situation or do you aspire to something more? If you do, what are your plans to accomplish it? Where do you plan to be in 2, 3, 5 years? You know that nothing happens by itself. If you want things to get better for you, you must make them better. Make a list of all your possessions. What kind of car do you have? Are you happy with it? Do you want a bigger, better, faster car sometime in the future? What are your plans to acquire it? What about your clothes, your furniture, your appliances, your jewelries, your other personal possessions? As an exercise, make a list of everything you could ever think of that you could ever want to own and enjoy in your personal life. Don't worry about how you're going to pay for it at the moment. The most important part of this exercise is for you to let your mind flow freely and dream big dreams. If you're married, sit down with your spouse, write down everything you could think of that you could ever want to have or enjoy. The longer and more extensive your list, the more focused you will become and the more energy you will have in the attainment of the sales and income goals that will make them possible. Imagine that the answers to all these questions so far are pieces of a jigsaw puzzle that you're shaking out of a box onto a flat surface. Just as you assemble a jigsaw puzzle by laying all the pieces out in front of you and then begin to put them together one by one, you assemble a great life by laying out all the ingredients of your past, present, and your desired future, and assembling them into a single blueprint for accomplishment. As your personal strategic plan comes together, you begin to accomplish goals at a rate that will astonish you. So this is what we'll stop for our reading today. We've talked on how to go about your personal, your career situation or your career path. We've talked about seeing yourself as a bundle of resources, and today we're reading on personal situation. So it's telling us here that your sales career, your work life are intertwined with your personal life and activities. It's just like when it's telling you having a work-life balance. They are inseparable, in that you're usually thinking about both of them most of the time, which is true. Most things people think of is how to make their family happy, how to satisfy their family, and the second thing they think of is how to become better at what they do. Whether they are self-employed or they are working for an organization or a company. So these are the two most important things that people think about, and they are intertwined. So here is related to a salesperson. It says the most successful salespeople tend to be fully integrated. They seem to be a natural flow between their personal lives and their sales work. The dividing line between the two is very faint. So how do you analyze the situation in your personal life. What you just have to do is to stand back, take a look at your family, take a look at your work life, take a look at your relationship. Either you're married or you're single, either you're divorced or you are a widow. So are you happy with what you're doing? Are you happy in your relationship? Are you happy in your family? Are you happy with what your work life? What is the current situation of all these things? Are they all good for you? Is everything going well for you? In the other hand, if it's not going well for you, what do you tend to do about them? Do you want to just leave it like that, or do you want to take a step further to improve on all these aspects, to improve in your situation, in your relationship and at work? What steps are you doing? What steps are you taking to improve in all these areas? If you're married, do you have goals with your spouse? Do you set down goals? Remember the few pages we've read was talking about setting goals, importance of having a vision and having a mission, importance of setting goals. Do you have written down goals, intentional goals that you've written down, things you've written down, and plans you've written down that you're going to, of things you're going to do? Do you have strategic plans of how you're going to achieve these things? So that is what it's basically saying here. And it's also reminding us once again that we are all responsible for what happens to us as individuals. First of all, it has told us that we are all leaders. You don't have to be in a position, or you don't have to attain a position for you to see yourself as a leader. Personally, you are a leader. One, because you're responsible for your life. You're responsible for whatever situation or whatever thing happens to you, most especially your personal life and your work life. So you have to put down goals. You have to put strategies in place for you to make things better, either at work and in your personal life. It's defined, you give an example of seeing your work life and your personal life. It defined it as a jigsaw puzzle that you have to lay down the pieces in front of you and try to arrange them and make things better, put them together one by one, assemble it so that you make a great life and you have the desired future that you want, and also accomplish those goals that you want to accomplish. So in summary, what is telling us today is, whatever thing you're doing, whatever plans you have, try to make out time to sit down and look for ways of how you can achieve and accomplish your goals. Make time out for strategic thinking. Talk to someone. If you have a spouse, if you're in a relationship, talk to them. Let them, bring out creative ideas on ways that can help you accomplish your goals and accomplish whatever you want to accomplish in life. And we should also remember that we are all responsible for ourselves. If you don't like what is happening to you now, if you don't like how your life is going, you can get better at it. You can improve on anything you want to improve, either your character, your behavior, career, relationship, and otherwise. So this is where we'll stop for our reading today. Thank you all.
Thank you.